Hello YouTubers. It's kind of windy here in Amarillo, Texas today, but we're going to be working on this 2011 BMW. We're going to be changing out the water pump. It's got a crack on it. Last week I got under there and I thought it was a hose, but the water pump itself has a crack on it, so I rigged it up with JB Weld just so it would last till this one came in. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to remove these little rails, and we're gonna remove this cover, and we're gonna get the radiator fan out. That way when we get to the water pump, it's gonna come out through the top. I think the manual says to bring it through the bottom and remove the rack and pinion, something like that, but we can go through the top. I've done this on several cars already. And then down here we'll be dropping the sway bar. We'll take these screws and we'll drop the sway bar. So let's get started. And this vehicle is going to look different than yours because it doesn't have the bottom cover. It's got a few plastic covers removed already. And it's got a bad oil and oil coolant leak, which I'll be doing a video on that when I change those gaskets out. But yours, you'll probably have to remove more stuff, the cover, and a few other plastic things. Okay, we'll start by taking these rails off. I don't know why, but one of them's a 15 millimeter. And no, that one's a 15 and this one's a 16. Change sockets to the 15 millimeter. And just loosen this one. And everything's already loose. I'm just going through it so you can see how it's done. Then we're gonna start removing some of these bolts over here. You lift this cover, and there's a couple of screws here, and those are 30 millimeter, I believe. Yes, 30 millimeter. It's a star. Remove these. There's a couple on this side. It'll be the same on the other side. Then you switch to a 40 millimeter. And you lift this cover, and you're gonna have a couple down here. So we're gonna get a shot at this. These right here, there's two, one and back there, and I already removed that other one. So just it's already loose. Take it off, and watch out because the washer will fall, just like it did with me. So you're gonna do that on both sides. And then you'll get to these right here. Still 30. Couple right here in the front. And then you got this one right here. That one's the tricky one. Go to your parts store, get one of these little bad boys that work awesome with the T40 bit. This one's got that little hole in the middle, but works perfect. It fits in there perfect. It'll come out. Then you can turn it by hand once you get it far out enough. Zoom out. Now you're ready to remove that cover, I think, unless I forgot something. It just pulls up, and you gotta undo the wires for the hood, the cables. We've got these little plastic clips that clip it. I don't know if you're able to see that. Yeah. So just unclip it, set it aside. I usually put this wire over here somewhere behind these lines. It'll be out of my way. Anyway, we'll mess with that here in a little bit. Okay, now you're gonna wanna disconnect the connection to the fan. All you do is, there's a little clip here on this side. Press on it and pull on it. That's all you do right here. Press on this and pull it out. That little tab right here. Press on it, it'll pop out. Then in order to get the fan out, take a screwdriver or something, lift this cover up and you'll see this right here. You want to pull on that clip back. See, like that. It's gonna be hard to see because that plastic wants to fold back. Oh, you can't see. But anyway, push this back and then pull. Let's see if I can do it. I just want you to see how it works. Push. See how it came out? Same thing on the other side. Now I'm on the other side. Pull that clip back and pull on it. Once you do that, this cable keeps getting in my way. You yank on it, and there you go. There's your fan. There it is. And now, see, you're gonna have all this room to pull the water pump out through. You're just gonna have to push on these hoses real hard that way. And this kind of still has some play. Pull on it this way. See? And then that water pump will fit through there. So we're done on top. Let me see if I can see that top screw. That's the hardest thing about this for me is that top screw on the water pump. And then kind of the hoses. It's just real cramped down there. Okay, now we go to the bottom. Okay, we're down under now, yonder, and we're gonna remove this suede bar, loosen it up. It'll give us more room to play around with. And we're gonna remove those bolts, which are E18. But if you don't have an E18, don't sweat it, guys. I've done it in my other videos, and I haven't screwed any bolts yet. Here's your E18, fits perfect. But you can get away with standard 916. That's equivalent to that. And whatever bolt you work with, you just got to find out which one is equivalent to that. And it has to be a 12 point. See? I'll go ahead and start with the E18, the proper one. And do the back one so y'all can see. Should have gotten the extension. Perfect. Switch it out just to show you. Let's go with that standard 916. Look, it bites perfect. Oh, that sucker's tight. See, nothing broke, right? Now I'll switch to the cordless. They are long bolts. We're here for about an hour. Damn, look at the size of that thing. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they're gonna get a little bent even with the proper tool. But, come on. Anyway, let me start on the other side. Because they are long, they'll take forever. We'll be here forever. Just turn you all around. Here we go. Let's break it. Come on now. Okay. Okay, let's take this off. Okay, that bushing's gonna need to be replaced, but we can do with that later. And now these hoses that hold it, they're pretty thick, so you're not gonna hurt nothing. Just drop it down. And that's just gonna give you a little more room to stick your hands in there and get that water pump out, or to the bolts in the hoses. All right, like I was telling you guys, we took off that bolt on top, and it is a pain in the butt. Maybe some of y'all can do it faster, easier, but it's way down here. Let me set this right here so y'all can see. It's right there. You go through the top, and it goes in here like that. And what I did, see, you can get in there, but you have to have your hand twisted, and I can't because I'll get in the way of the camera. What I did, I used all kinds of stuff. Once I got in there, I used this little 1/4 inch with an adapter to a 3/8, so I can put the, I think that's an E12 that it uses. Or if you have one of those through socket vortex, I guess they're called, that'll also work. Or one of these that flexes the head, you can get in there. Once you get it in there, just take this one, go behind it, and ratchet away, you know. But it is hard. I mean, maybe you have better luck, or if you have smaller hands, you'll do it. I'm still trying to get a view of that ratchet, the way I have it set up down there. See, you can see it right there. That's probably the best I can do. Let me see if I can move this hose around a little bit. Yeah, there. See, and it's hooked up to that top bolt on the water pump. That's how you get to it. It is a pain in the rear, you know, but I was just trying to see if y'all could see how I have it up there. Okay, we're down here now, and there's a water pump. I already removed one bolt that was right there, and now I'm getting to this other one. And that will loosen the pump. Now comes the kind of hard part, getting those bolt or clamps off. You got two. That one's an 8mm, then you got one hitting back there, and that's a 6mm. Okay, let's give this a shot. I'm out down here twisted and stuff, trying to get a good shot. Anyway, here's the pump. Move it back and you'll see that clamp right there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll put my headlamp on and maybe put some light on it. See right there. And I rigged up a little swivel on the end so I can get to it. And that's an 8mm. Let's get that bad boy in there first. Okay, come on, come on. I'm having trouble. Okay. Loosen that clamp, and then there's another one behind it, and we'll get to that here in a little bit, but I'm gonna have to probably get out of the way because there's gonna be water gushing everywhere. Okay, what I'm trying to do now is take that hose off the water pump, and I've got my bucket under here because we're gonna start gushing water. And I'm taking this crowbar. Whoa. And I just push that hose out. Okay, now I'm gonna undo the clip electrical connection on the pump, and you probably won't be able to see. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to get light in there, but it's almost impossible. There's a tab there, and I take this like a screwdriver with a bent end. I use all my old screwdrivers. I make hooks out of them and stuff like this one. That helps when you're doing clips and stuff like that. But I'm gonna hit that clip, if you can see, and push it back. See how it's going? Boom, the connection's off. Okay, now the other clamp is gonna be back here, and it's hard to see, and that's a 6mm, I believe. There it is, right there. I know you can't probably see it, but it's back there. And I dropped the camera, sorry. Okay, again, this is the best I can do. Once you take that electrical connection, you'll be able to see that other clamp. I'm on it right now. Don't want to lose it. Okay, I think that's, there we go. It's loose. Water pump's loose now, see? And once I get this pump out, I'll show you those hoses. Wow, it's a mess in there. A lot of oil. I need to get to that. Those gaskets here pretty soon. Okay, here's that clamp that we were trying to get to. I don't know if you can see. Right there, there's not any light, and then there's the other hose back here. And it's real tight fit in there, guys, but when you put it back on in, it falls in place. Don't worry about, man, how am I gonna get the water pump, you know, hook up to those holes? It goes in there automatically. And the water pump's gonna tease you. You're gonna be able to bring it down and it's gonna look like it's barely gonna clear, but it hits on that. I guess it's the rack and pinion or power steering system there. And it looks like it wants to come out, but it won't. It'll hit on something. But if you get it done, cool. If not, you know, go through the top. Okay, and here's where you wanna have patience and go slowly. You don't wanna mess up your radiator. Go. I'll push those holes all the way and pull back on this and see. Okay, let's look at the new pump. I wanted to open it with you guys. I started opening it, but I said, nah, better hold up. Let's open it together. So I got a little bit halfway there. Let's see if y'all can still see. Yeah. And it comes with a 2-year warranty on it, I believe. And it comes with the 3 bolts. It's recommended that you replace the bolts when you do these. They're aluminum bolts and they could snap on you. Oh, that styrofoam. See, it's the same thing. Compare it with the old one. Same thing. Comes with these plugs. All right, let's put this baby in. Okay, here we go. Doing my magic trick again. Getting this bad boy in here. I guess the best way to do it is turn it this way with the flat side towards the radiator. I don't know, I found that was easier to get in there. And again, pull on the radiator. Push those holes all the way. Careful not to put a hole in your radiator. You're gonna be screwed. Try to line it up the way it's gonna go down there. And there. It's time to go back down under. Okay, I'm gonna try to film this, but I'm sure y'all not gonna be able to see anything. And it's kind of hard when you try to film by yourself. I mean, if I had somebody holding light, the camera, we could do this easier. But anyway, I'm going for that back hose. I'm gonna shove the pump in it. Okay, and like I told you, you should go right in. Okay, I'm lined up. Boom, I just pushed it in. And I'm trying to see if it went in. Yep, just a little more work on it. There we go. It's in. See, like I told you guys, it'll go right in. Now let me start tightening that so it don't loosen up, and that'll, once you get the hoses in there, it'll hold the pump in place. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest by hand so I won't bust the clamp. Okay, we're going for the other hose, and you can take like a pry bar or something, and this time you can even kind of go through the back of this, you can't see it, but back here, and push on that hose. Okay. Let me zoom back out. Right here you can get your hand in the back here somewhere, and you can feel that hose. I don't know if you can see anything, but you want to get your connector ready too. Don't leave it out, or then you're gonna be going, oh man, now I gotta get the connection on. You might even put the connection on now. Yeah, let me try that. Let's line it up and push her in. Okay, now there's that hose back there. I can stick my hand in there, and every time that clamp a little bit, I loosened it too much and it's just swinging around. Okay, I got it in there. I had to mess with it, push it through the back,
Here, there's a hole. You can stick your finger in there. Let me tighten it by hand. I always like to do these clamps by hand. I'm afraid I'll snap them, and then I'm over there in there trying to put a new clamp. Okay. Now I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm gonna start filling it up with water and see if there's any leaks. That way I can look at the hose. See, it's loose, and if it is, I'll tighten the clamps. If everything looks good, I'll set it in its place, get the wires out of the way, and bolt it down. Okay, let's see. Okay, I topped it off with the antifreeze. I actually used just about a full gallon of the one that I drained out. I ran it through a strainer like 3 times, and it was real nice and clean, and put that in and put some more in. But I don't see any leaks. Moving it around. And these are self-bleeding. I think the procedure is you turn on the ignition. You don't turn on the car, you just turn it on where all the power's on, and then you press the gas pedal down, hold it down for like 15 seconds, and it activates the water pump, and it'll bleed itself. Almost cool, man. I'm gonna fire it up here in a little bit, see if nothing leaks. And if nothing leaks, I'm gonna bolt it on, and then I'm gonna run it while it's up from the front. And that's how I get my air pockets out. Just let it run like that, and all the air pockets will go up, and I've never had an issue with that. Or you can do it, like I said, self-bleeding, but they say you want to put it on a charge if you don't have a good battery, because it takes like 12 minutes and it'll drain your battery. So let's check it out. All right, nothing was leaking out up down there or up here, and let's do that self-bleeding procedure. I've done it before and it does work, but okay, just turn it on. Turn my lamp on to where everything comes on like this. Your jams. Then you're supposed to put your heater at a certain, but I'm not gonna go that way. I'm just gonna try to show you if it does work. Okay, hold your gas pedal down for like 12 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I hear it. See? See, you can hear it cycling, and you can see in there. And it's gonna need some more. You can come down here and see if it's bleeding, or if it's not leaking. Can you hear it? See, it'll go through that procedure for like 12 minutes. I've never actually done it completely. I've just played with it to see if it was true. I'm gonna add some more coolant right now, and that's how you can tell if your water pump's gone bad. You won't see that little stream of water going through there. I guess if you had a good battery, you could do it like that while you put everything back together. Let it self-bleed. It's a good idea, but I'm old school. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the old ones. I cleaned them up real good, and I just don't like these. They're too long. I don't know if they'll mess anything up. And then I don't like that pattern here, L wrench or whatever, Allen wrench. Nah, I'll just go with these, and I'll order some online, or I'll go to BMW. They're not that expensive, the dealer. But here in Amarillo, it's hard to get anything for BMWs. The dealers don't have them. I'm lucky if they do, and they always have to order the stuff I go over there to pick up. But yeah, they're aluminum, so they always recommend you use new ones, because you could break them. But I'll just be gentle with them. I won't tighten them that tight. I can't find the third one. I may have to use one of these new ones, or it's around here. It'll show up, I guess. All right, let's put those bolts in. Let's see how hard this is gonna be. Okay, line it up. Start going by hand. Okay, where's the other one? There it is. And you don't want to tighten them up till you get the top one, because sometimes you got to move it around a little bit. Okay, let's good enough. Let me see if I can get the top one. Okay, this is what I had to do. I'm up here, and as you can see my ratchet there. That's the setup I have. Can you see? Yeah, there's my ratchet. Getting that top bolt, and it's a pain in the rear. I forgot to mention, there's a sensor here. I loosened it up when we started, just to help me get around stuff. All you do is squeeze that wire here, that clip, and it pops out. Same thing when you pop it in and it goes in here. I don't know if you can see. So if you unplug that, don't forget to plug it back in. And then over here, I had to loosen a bolt so I could move this hose around, because it's a pain in the butt to get to that. I don't know if you can see it, my ratchet hanging in there. Okay, everything's tightened. All brackets are back in place. I topped it off with antifreeze. And oh, by the way, I have a spare on this side. I had a flat this morning. I'm gonna turn it on and let it get all the air pockets out. I'll come down and check for leaks, which I know it doesn't have any. We checked it earlier when we primed it. And I'll keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't overheat, make sure it doesn't overflow. Okay, I let it run for about 5 minutes, and it was bubbling real bad, but look, now it's just settling down. So yeah, I saw a lot of bubbles coming up, and I think it's ready. Let's see what happens now. Let's take it for a test drive. Yeah, and if y'all do this and y'all still aren't, you're not getting heat, or the car heats up, then go ahead and follow the procedures that BMW requires. You know, that where you step on the gas, turn on the ignition, don't turn on the car, just turn the ignition where all the electrical stuff's on. Hold the pedal down for about 10-15 seconds and you'll hear the pump starting, cycling. Do it that way you won't have any issues. But this has worked for me so far. But I mean, right now when I test drive it, if it fails, if it heats up, I'll go ahead and do the other procedure. Let's see what it does. Well, I got the water pump on. Took it for a drive, went a couple of miles, and didn't overheat, nothing, no leaks. See down there? Running real good. Temperature staying right where it's supposed to. Throwing warm air. No check engine light. So we're done with this one. Now I gotta finish these other ones. I've done finished this one. Put a starter, spark plugs, and wires. This one did front brakes and rear brakes on it. And this one I gotta get after right now. It needs both front wheel hubs. They want just the bearing, but dang, that's too much work. I'm just gonna tell them to just go with the hub, man. Be a lot easier for me. And like always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Like always, I appreciate you. Now I gotta get busy on these. Thanks again and good luck. Bye-bye.